walks this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is this? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. Through this mask, I see no fear.
All right, guys. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. It's me, Carl, and I'm here today to join you guys and we'll bring you the actual live for the Mobile Legends Nigeria season. And I'm here with Pixels. He's in the background. He'll be joining us really soon. And yep, I think I've only casted one event so far, and it wasn't really that good. Based on, I think my mic was terrible that day. I think I also had really bad network. But well, I look forward to re-entering the scene once again with this official casting here today. Well, Pixels are you?
time to go to the Average
Alright.
show.
Welcome
Thank
to the
you
stream.
so much, Not Kai. I think I'll just refer to you as Not Kai throughout the stream.
Carl.
Really.
It's gonna be Carl. It's gonna be Carl.
All right, fair enough. It's really good to have you here, Carl. And yeah, we're actually a bit late. Three bands, well, all bands, first three bands from both sides have been completed. It's going to be Dark Stars actually against Ecstatic today. And yeah, Ecstatic, they are one team that have really, they just came out from nowhere, and it's like they found the missing key, that they have been looking for, and they turned up, even being able to take points off of Oasis. And basically the last half of their game, of their run for the series, has been really good so far. Like from their drafting, from their gameplay, they just look so much more decisive. Whatever it is that they fixed definitely is working for them. And going into this drafting phase of this match against Dark Stars, already you see them taking out the Iritel, the Sicilian, and the Lilia here. The Iritel, obviously, that was a band directed at Amir. That's good enough for the side of Dark Stars. There was a game that Dark Stars played that Amir had 3 of his marksmen, but I think it was the Iritel, the Claude, I think the Ixia. He was forced to go back to his, one trick days of using Popol and Cooper. But yeah, he did that, and yeah, basically it just shows that he's a threat that they have to look out for. And yeah, the first 2 picks for the side of Ecstatic is going to be the Vexana and the Xbox, looking solid so far. Dark Stars are going to lock in Daga Tokacha, the Jujin, and there's going to be a really quick review here for the marksman, which is for Amir. He's going to be locking in that Leslie, and I think the Leslie did have a bit of a good time. I can't remember the team they played against, but I guess Amir was just trying to show that, okay, I'm not one trick. It's not only the Iritel and the Claudes I can use. I have other marksmen, under my belt in my hero pool. And yeah, now he's going to be pulling out that Leslie really early, surprisingly so. But yeah, he's going to do that, and it seems like Ecstatic would want to answer that pick, with their own marksman. I think Brody is not bad against it. Brody is generally just good in lane, so I feel like it's a really safe pick, especially if they want to hide their last 2 picks and see what Dark Stars is going to be going for first. But yeah, going into the second rotation, and the bands, okay, it's going to be Ecstatic getting a ban, 2 bans for the side of Dark Stars, and then 1 more for the side of Ecstatic. I'm guessing now Ecstatic should be looking at taking out maybe a jungler. All assassins surprisingly are still open. The Ling, the Hayabusa, even the Soyu is still open. Literally, I think both teams, we might see an assassin versus assassin showdown here with all the assassins open. I'm guessing both junglers just want to take their time, or both teams want to give the junglers all the space they need. Pick your hero, make sure you carry us, and something like that. However, for the side of Ecstatic, it would look like it's looking like the Xbox is going to the jungle. He does have the retry spell for now, though they can still swap it out, as the Xbox can still be using the EXP very effectively. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what Ecstatic does with this draft. And just as we talk about all assassins being open, we see that Soyu there getting banned out, the Khalid also getting banned, and then the final ban for the side of Dark Stars is going to be Hylos. Yeah, definitely the Khalid, the Hylos, I feel like they're worthy bans. And actually I see Will. I don't know if Will has been playing for Dark Stars in their past matches. I feel like I've missed the name, but yeah, I've known Wills to be a really formidable Yuzhong player. Well, in ranked games. Some people tend to say ranked games are different from the tournament games and stuff like that, but yeah, basically he does really well on that Yuzhong. I think the impact he makes to games is something you just cannot ignore, and I think we might just see him locking in that Yuzhong here. And if he does lock the Yuzhong, that will mean that the Xbox, the 100% is going to the jungle. The Yuzhong going to the EXP, and then they are going to have the opportunity to hide their last pick, as Dark Stars are going to lock in the last 2 picks for their side, given that they are in the blue side. And then Ecstatic will have one more chance to hopefully bring maybe a miracle pick or whatever. But yeah, I don't think they have much room for flex. They just have that room roll open. I think that's just the pick that they will have to decide on. Dark Stars are going to lock in the Diroth. I feel like this is even a debut for the Diroth. Diroth is one hero you don't see much often, but I feel given the comp, I don't know if it's more of a comfort thing. I know I've seen Crane rock the Balmond. I don't know if he's the one I saw playing the Barats, but yeah, mostly the Balmond. He has had success, just dealing with other squads with that Balmond pick. But this time it's going to be locking in that Diroth, and then they will have that bit of extra sustain coming from the Florine. I don't know. Are you familiar with playing the Diroth yourself? Or
personally, I think that was the only hero I knew how to use starting the game. I loved it so much that I refused to try out other heroes. So I think on the stream, or Kami and a couple guys were like, use the Alpha, use the Hayabusa and all that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try this other heroes out. But I still love the Diroth so much. It's a personal favorite to me, even though I don't see people use that in comps a whole lot. So I can't really tell.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The Diroth is one of those heroes that has a really, really, I feel like that early game snowball potential coming from the Diroth is very, very scary. The moment he snowballs, it becomes very hard to catch, and just step away from him. That's it. I feel like I've found their game back lately, so I expect them to not get snowballed over as they are going to face this very, very big test. I'm not sure of the impact of this game, whether winning this game or losing this game. I know for Dark Stars they are part of those top 3 teams. I think they are tied top 3, 33 points with Oasis and Xenagog. So yeah, definitely for Dark Stars this is a very, very, very important game, and they can't afford to lose it. It's technically going to be them just throwing away the tournament, but yeah, game is going to start. We're going to have Xbox starting on his red buff, while Diroth is going to be starting on the opposite side on the blue buff.
From what I know about the Barats, it's a really good hero for trying to get that early game jungling presence. It's got very high damage compared to the other heroes I've been able to use in the jungling role. I've seen how well it can just quickly get those monsters down in the very early game, and it doesn't need a whole lot of equipment to go and do that. And but the thing is, towards that late game, that's where the problem might go and be in those 1v1s or those team fights. He doesn't really get to offer a whole lot what I've seen so far.
Yeah, he actually doesn't. That's the major issue with Diroth, I feel. That late game, the way he falls off hard in the late game is something that most people have not been able to figure out a solution. Probably it's just Moonton that can fix that, but I feel the fix, quote unquote, that I've seen a couple of teams, or pro teams anyway, try to do is play him in the EXP and go with a more tankier build. So basically in the late game, even though he does fall off, he can still, offer that armor shred, that physical defense reduction that he provides, and whoever is going to benefit from it, since it basically affects the hero, and every attack that is going to be done to that hero is going to be affected by the armor shred. So usually you tend to see him getting paired with heroes like the Irritel, who also has armor shred. So probably the Irritel was a really, really good ban. I think there's probably a pause request coming here for the side of Ecstatic. We're just going to grant it as real quick. Alright, so basically, as I was saying, the Diroth, because of the fact that he does fall off hard in the late game, you tend to see people building him with a more tanky build. So at least you basically just turn to like a utility hero. You just go the armor shred, and then whoever does physical damage in your team can capitalize on it. But yeah, this one I really doubt this is going to be a utility kind of Diroth, seeing how or the side of Dark Stars have always seemed to be very, very aggressive with their play style, and drafting
One strike, go cut the monkey mind. Your blade swing one time when clouds have cleared, sunlight can shine.
that late game.
One strike, the
game from where Giroud left off?
Well, I don't know. I can't really argue with your, analysis there because I myself have known conversation with all these viewers and how well they get to. Maybe 2 or 3 years are what I really know about the alpha, and probably a little bit about the versus as well. I've got a lot to learn about the versus as well. But yeah, I will definitely see and let's see what they have to do. I'm going to talk about that league game. I always look to finish the game off early. Start to go take on the get my best as possible. Because if you keep getting out of the game and if you also pass from it's going to be very bad for you. Especially if all your heroes are early game heroes, then you're so going to get cooked. So I think the key here is going to make sure they try to not delay the game for that long. Just pick out all the turrets, take the objectives on ground, and get the game won.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very, very important, observation there. You need to find a way to finish the game early when you are playing, heroes like the D-Rods, the Alpha, the Fanny even most times. Basically those early game heroes. But yeah, we are going to see a fight here at the turtle. There's going to be Xbox securing that turtle.
They're going to get such a long term. It's still quite coming. Yeah, move to pick out one player, and they already engaging so many. Bambi takes out the DC as well, and the last leg has been Ross one away for his life. Just Ebo, I'm not able to shut down one more player there. Very low how it's going to defend, but also able to spin that bit safe. And it's going to be 2-1 so far on the kill feed there. And the gold farm also not that different. 7,000 for both teams. Really early game, mind you, so I don't think the goal difference is that one. We did see the turtle go earlier in the 3-4 of, I think, Ecstatic is on the red side, if I'm probably speaking, so.
Yeah, the turtle did go to the side of Ecstatic. That was a really, really good retreat there by Charming on the Xbog. And I feel like if there's one thing we could observe from that team fight is how the game is going to carry on, moving on. There's the side of Ecstatic will really, really need to be careful of that Gato catcher from, the neutral objectives. It did come a bit late, although it was thanks to, the pressure that was given to him by Ecstatic. So he wasn't able to join the fight on time. But yeah, definitely they need to, be aware of that Gato catcher in those neutral objective secures. And even the Leslie here needs to be really, really careful guiding Eagle. Circling Eagle is going to be used up. I think, wow, she actually is going to make it out alive there with 1 HP. Even tries to go back in to see if she can get 1 or 2 maybe hits off, or not even just to miss her cannon card there. She's going to secure the gold cards and then now going to recall.
I wonder how I would able to actually escape that one, because like 3 players chasing and being able to escape that one is something that I also quite have not learned. The way players are able to not pick those fights, because I would always want to go and put my 1 HP. If I die, I die.
Exactly.
But I think that's the about being a pro player and the casual gamer. The difference there is they know when to go back and when to take a fight. For me as a casual gamer, I would definitely go and take that fight and I'll just go and respond.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that there's a very high probability that he would have still survived, but yeah, probably just not worth the risk, as second turtle here is going to be secured this time by Crane.
No, the big fights are going to be massive there. Always going to get taken out. Who's going to confirm that kill? Crane does going down. They did still also able to get that trade there. And now it's going to be a 2v1 on the man, because the buff is still there. The DC starting deep, and it's going to have to do that every fight. Ready comes in for the backup, and it's a 2v2. Nothing is going down. All the skills being used at the same time. And now the boys in red are going to be going back to their old spawn. Late team. I think we're going to be that way.
And once again, somehow they manage. Oh, okay, all of them except the Brody, who is going to fall eventually. But yeah, we can see here everybody just getting out with 1 HP. The Yuzhong was the next one to give us some of that that magician moves with the Matilda. But yeah, this is, I feel like these are the kind of things you should expect to have when you have the Matilda on your team. We do see the Matilda here spamming the recall. I don't know if that's a pause request, but I guess we'll just have to see. Dom Dipsy not even letting the Matilda breathe here, chasing them deep into the tier 2 turret. And I'm guessing that this is just trying to zone them out so they don't take that tier 1 outer turret in the gold lane. But yeah, it's still going to fall either way, and that is really, really good. Taking that tier 1 too early, especially for a team that has a Leslie in the in their comp, then definitely you want to get that Leslie out of lane as quickly as possible. You want the Leslie to move to farm. The earlier the Leslie gets to that power spike, then the better for the team.
And so far, so good. I think the game is it's actually ridiculously close, but it's still early game, and we've not been able to see all these players going to get their funded equipment and bring it into that league. But now there's going to be a team fight happening here, but the players are going to play their big two safe. Nobody takes it. All three players were on that top lane, and nobody is going to go in for this team fight. I think they're still playing the same. They're going to be creating a push win to pounce on the player. And Roots now does make that move towards him, but he's not going to take that one. And I think another topic is already spawned here for
As the turtle spawns, there is going to be a bit of fight in the mid lane. Xborg lost his sanity there in that the turret. So while that fight was going on, Crane just took his time. I'm going to take this turtle for myself. Thank you. And secures that, and yeah, basically they just don't get anything. That was just better decision making right there from the side of Dark Stars. And it was similar to what you mentioned earlier about you, the casual player. You probably just say, okay, let me just get this kill. It's probably worth it at the end of the day. But calculating the risks, they probably looked further. I feel like there's another pause request here. I'm just going to grant this while we continue the analysis of the game. But yeah, as I was saying, what you said about you just being a casual player, you probably just weighed the risk. Technically dying as a jungler at that fine, if you pick up the kill, it's really nice. You get to put their gold laner behind by a bit. But if you end up dying for it, then it's a bigger problem because now you have to catch up and farm. Basically being behind us is very, very difficult. And as someone that doesn't know how to jump for myself, I can tell how difficult it is. Together with the sun. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And stuff like that.
One strike, go cut the monkey mind. Your blade swing one time. When clouds have cleared, sunlight can shine. One strike, the fight is yours. Now feel with your sword. This endless power once you start. Never lose your heart.
The teams are actually up top right now.
Oh yeah, I think the thing I love about tournaments like this is the underdog story, where there's that one team that at some point they just pick form and they're almost unstoppable. They are able to do things that maybe saw them doing at the beginning, and if they're actually able to win this particular fixture here against Dark Stars, then I think that is going to be a major boost for them and a major morale changer in the whole game. But let's see what happens. Dark Stars are still after any top three, so they would be looking to this second that tournament here. And just one the very office starting point. He said the game is really slow right now. I think the game is 8-8 about that fast this way. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy fixture for any of the sides. It's not going to be one-sided until the very end of the game we can get inside the winner.
Yeah, exactly. Even apart from the morale boost that it's going to be given to the side of Ecstatic, I think for Dark Stars they do not want to lose this match. Also, I think I should probably make a correction. I just checked the table as there's a fight in the top lane. I feel like Takakacha is going to make it out of here. Like Yuzhong did need to use the Black Dragon form, but he's just going to use that to chase them back and then disengage eventually, while as the other members of Dark Stars come here and try to join them. It's going to be Justice Regime actually in the middle of the fight here.
Bambi they take out on big scene. There's still a fight happening here. The players in blue are going to make that retreat. Not going to take that fight. It's going to be Dread. He's going to play it a bit safe, play as well. But the chase is still on. There's no letting his players go. But that's going to be a 3v3 and make that 3v1 as the players in red are also going to retreat backwards around that bush now. Bambi also very close by Dread. And Mosquito are just playing here, waiting for the players to make that push towards them. It's a 3v2 and the fight is to happen. Wills now engaged and into that turret. It's going to be a whole lot of damage from the turret. It's going to have to wish it again.
Yeah, definitely. That was a really, really smart disengage there. Especially given the fact that the Lord is spawning in just less than 15 seconds in that bot lane. It won't be smart if any of the members of both teams, end up, dying at that moment. Those are very, very crucial timers that you need to look out for. coming into the first Lord fight. Also, I was going to make a correction. Yeah, Darkstars are not actually in the top 3. They are actually going to be 4th with 30 points, while the top 3 being Xenagog, Oasis, and Shinigami on 33 points, Darkstars on 30 points, which means this game is just as important, even more important than we thought it was for them, because now they want to, move up into that top 5, because we do know that the bottom 5 teams are going to be relegated. I think that they should be safe either way, but yeah, definitely they want to be more secure, among the top 3 instead of being 4th/5th, because they and the Clan, who will be playing later today, are both at the tie at 30 points each, and then this Lord fight is going to be happening now.
I know Crane's going to be able to confirm that with what I just saw. It's going to go to Darkstars win the game. There's been gunfight happening here. Actually, a team fight. I keep using the term gunfight. It's not FPS now. It's not FPS games, right? This stuff is in the gunfight itself. But there are still fights happening here, and all the engagement, a lot of them being spawned. That's going to be a very vital one. But now Ecstatic are going to slow that alone down and probably be able to shut that. 3 players off against the Lord. The health is going to be low now. Mosquito not looking to engage for some reason, just playing that safe. And now the Lord goes back to that bottom lane. And again, it's going to be all about deep engagement and skipping their lives for the right time to go in for those team fights. Something he always left.
Almost being pulled into the middle of the red buff, but yeah, he ends up finding his way back to the mid lane where he's supposed to the bot lane where he's supposed to be pushing here. It's going to be just to Florine alone, this little girl trying to defend this bot lane against 3 members. 2 are going to retreat eventually, however they're going to get caught out by that Leslie, as Yuzhong is going to take out the D-Rots in the top lane. That was actually off cam, by the way, but somehow the little Florine is going to be able to defend that bot lane, and Darkstars are only going to lose 1 turret and take out, I think that's three turrets. Yeah, so basically all outer turrets for the side of Ecstatic have been taken down by the members of Darkstars, and yeah, I feel like right now this is kind of how you want, this is the position you want to be in ish. To be fair, I would say if they did have a beautiful Furious die petrified there by the Yuzhong, but I don't think he can get any kill here. AOG by the Gatukacha as he jumps back in, and yeah, definitely this is going to be an all-out fight, and it's just going to be Matilda who is going to fall right now. Yuzhong trying to sustain back up, but Don Dipsy is not going to let him go, as he's going to pull him back up, with that lantern flare, bring him back down. Last Insanity once again, trying to take out the Leslie. This time she's not going to find a way to escape with 1 HP. Very beautiful entry by Crane, as he's able to finish out the X-Bog, and this time it's going to be the X-Bog trading his life for that Leslie. He didn't let her escape with 1 HP. Not again, not this time. He gave his life for the kill.
But I think it's very vital one, and always is going to take that 1v1 thinking here, but actually not going to be engaging again. But they're not seeing, they're going to keep well, they're able to make that move back. Proper call, maybe that might be the case. Stanford looks to be dominating the game so far in terms of those team battles every single time. Again, the also the farm goes really ridiculously close. I know it is still very much anybody's game.
Yeah, it's still very much anybody's game right here, as yeah, basically there are just fights happening left and right, and once again it's going to be Darkstars pushing Ecstatic back, trying to force them to retreat, as yeah, this Lord is going to be a really important one for them. Gatukacha here forcing the flicker out of Bambi on that Vexana there, pulled out by the guiding wing by Matilda, as she is going to end up taking out the jungler. So definitely Darkstars now are not having a jungler on their side. I think this is a good position for Ecstatic to be in, and this is a very good time to take that fight, and you can see Yuzhong doing just that. But Don Dipsy with the fast hands on that Juzin, popping the all, dashing back and then re-engaging once again, but I think he might have bitten off more than he can chew, as the Matilda is going to dive, circling Eagle, Matilda Airlines here, and it's going to be the little girl Florine chased back to the base, and that is going to be a 4-for-nothing trade, as Ecstatic are going to secure this Lord for themselves.
I mean, it was literally almost there was a full team going down there for the Dark Stars. That was not a good one. Every single player being sent back to that base, and now the Lord is also going to get in favor of Ecstatic. Dark Stars are going to be asking the question how they let that happen. Now, the game is so not looking that close. The farm goal is well. Now it's going on Ecstatic. Teams also in their favor. As for the turrets, somehow the turrets are still left standing. Think about 6 turrets, if I'm not mistaken. Actually make that 9 standing for Dark Stars. So somehow they are able to actually make that 6. They are able to defend their turrets, yes, but they are not able to win their team fights. Well, it's more about the objectives, and if you ask me in this particular game, it's more about the objectives and not the kills. But well, so far so good. Ecstatic look like they do have what it takes to actually go all the way. And now the Lord spawns with that top lane, so that's going to be a very factor one.
Yeah, definitely this Lord is going to be something Dark Stars need to pay attention to right here, as it's going to be definitely going to charge into the turret. I feel like at the very least Ecstatic potentially can take down 2, all the outer turrets for the side of Dark Stars, but unfortunately they are going to have Matilda falling there even before the Lord push start. However, they do end up getting that outer tier 2 turrets in the top lane. I think right now Ecstatic should probably look to move, rotate over and see if they could get other turrets. The bot lane turrets, I feel will fall. There's a really huge wave there pushing on its own, but yeah, fine. Leslie is here, tries to push it back. I feel like she just might be able to, but she doesn't save that turret. And then next up would have been the mid lane tier 2 turret, but yeah, that's Ecstatic are not going to be able to secure that, as they just retreat, play the discipline game, and then they'll probably just look for the next fight that they can win, or look for a member to pick off before going back in for the fight once again, as the Lord is just over 1 minute away from spawning.
So far so good. It's going to be that mid lane now, with the contest is going to be the Bears, the Blue Dread, all going to get chased down. They're all going to be 3 players from into to make that team fight happen, but no, they are going to be not engaged up against casual players, the casual player mindset. For me, you can just see how beautifully they know when to engage and when to not take those battles, and that's exactly what both teams are going to do. They are going to play that really safe and just level up their chances of winning the battle before they go and take it. So far so good. 44,000 points or coins farmed for the Dark Stars, and 45,000 as well for Ecstatic. It's really close, not on the kill difference. As for the turrets now, we've got 2 turrets on the top lane, 1 on the bottom lane, and all 2 as well on the top lane for bottom. Actually, sorry, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 1 underneath for Ecstatic. And all of the things that they're coming in 3 for Dark Stars as well, 2 on the mid lane, for 1 on the other 2 lanes. And well, you can easily say Ecstatic have the game looking more likely in their favor, or you can not call out the winner till the very end. And now the Lord will respond, so it's going to be very vital one to see who's going to get that Lord locked in.
Exactly, and already even before, way before the Lord fight, you can see a flicker already forced out of Vexana there. That is going to look at Vexana basically deleted from the land of Dawn there. 1 shot by the Leslie. Now that is a real sniper, just 1 shot, and Vexana was basically out of the land of Dawn. And yeah, definitely that was probably thanks to the earlier flicker, forced out from the Vexana by Don Dipsy. They're very aggressive on this regime, but I think this is probably what you want to see. When you're on that regime, you need to make sure your opponents can't breathe. You need to be all over their face and make sure that there's no space for them to move or make any plays. And yeah, the Dipsy is playing this regime to the T right now, and we can see Amir here on that Leslie using every opportunity he gets to use that ultimate from the Leslie to scout, to also just get vision, do whatever little poke damage you can do. But yeah, definitely Dark Stars are back in this game, as this Lord is going to be pushing in their favor.
And now on that mid lane, bro, all the players were static. Actually, 4 players are going to try to defend the very last player standing in that mid lane, but now the turret is going down. Team fights might come in there, nobody is going down, and look at that chaos, absolutely beautiful, and the Lord is going to get taken down by Ecstatic. And Dark Stars, nobody gets dropped on both sides, but it was going to be a sort of team fight. And now on that bottom lane, all the players are going to make their way in, and you can see all the beautiful skills being used at the same time, and finally one player does go down, which Ravenous always gets 1 kill, and back and forth are going to come through the air, and somehow Dark Stars are now winning a lot of their team fight. I think the lazy things for them now might have finally kicked in.
Definitely, I think that late game power spike is finally kicking in, but Amir says otherwise, although he does end up getting shot down by the Brody, who is in trouble now. He still has a ton of power member. He's going to use that to, take down Don Dipsy. Last insanity here by the Xborg, but unfortunately that D-Rot is just too fast for him to catch up to. But yeah, definitely we can see some kind of that late game, that late game potential, beginning to show here for the side of Ecstatic. But I feel like that was actually a really, really insane team fight. As long as it lasted, initially it was just 2 members who fell for both sides. It was just 1 member until the overextension came.
Fighting for
things like that. But yeah, definitely
no one would ever know your name. Who waiting for
to separate them? Yeah, almost
no
equal.
one would be
Yeah, basically they were almost like equal, not much to separate them, and that is how close this game has been. Although if you look at the map now, the map is still mostly blue. You see Dark Stars having more structures on the map. But yeah, definitely I think from the way the team fights are going, it's very, very clear that both teams, either team just needs to make one mistake, and that could really, really cost them the game.
I mean, the funny thing is, before now, we did have Ecstatic have more of those turrets up, and then all of a sudden, somehow, they are going to lose almost every single turret standing. And the Dark Stars, that late game phase is definitely showing the Lord definitely did that damage through on that mid lane, and it might just go and be, I think maybe you can say the Leslie doing a whole lot of that damage now for their team, and the late game phase is now finally showing up. It's going to be still close, like you did say. Any mistakes here happen, and that might just go and it's going to all come down to how well prepared are they meant to be for the final stages of this game. That's really the most important thing to recall here. Dark Stars, they need to get this win, and it's starting to so they just want to prove a point that they can take off the big dog. So it's going to be still close. So Carlton's always going to get that win yet.
I think if that's the points they are trying to make, I think they are definitely sending out a message to all other, all other teams there. And you might say it's a little too late for them to send this message. We see, know that they need to look out for Ecstatic. Nobody is going to take them as small fries or underdogs anymore, and will play them with as much serious as they demand, or as they are the way they have been playing.
And so far so good. Again, it's 10-16 on the kill feed. The goal difference not that much, less than 3,000 in favor of Dark Stars. It's all once again going to come down to the fact that any single mistake here are going to be very costly to any of these things. And now on that top lane, all 4 players, this is one thing I always ask myself, whenever I see 3 or 4 players in one particular lane, I always ask myself, why don't you send your team to the opposite lane and go and take the turrets down? But now there's going to be a team fight happening on lead, the Lord also gets spawned, so whoever gets that Lord turret might just go and have to up and in this particular game and this particular time. And now team fights come to the both teams were able to get that first frame. The end of going down and the gunfight, actually team fights are still going, but they're not able to bring out that skill. Dread was the for his life, I do say so myself, and the week also from the now for free.
Yeah, I think that was a really, really good team fight for Ecstatic, given how it went. And from the results now, you can see Crane, the jungler for the side of Dark Stars, is really, really low. Obviously, he can't even get close. If he does, then it will be very, very risky for him to get it, unless if the members of Ecstatic don't pay attention to it, almost securing that Lord there. But somehow Charmin is still able to get the retribution up, and is not going to be able to steal that Lord from the side of Ecstatic. As Ecstatic end up securing the Lord, nobody still falls, and Matilda once again with the airlines pulling Brody out of danger.
Well, that load story, something I can't lie. Me personally, I never like it. Like you, I would literally find the load for the whole duration, and then
Yeah.
somebody from the opponent thing just come and steal. I'm like, are you okay? Why did you not go find the load when I was fighting this? I think that was exactly what the player was trying to do there.
That
For
was
me, it was not a lot. The challenge just don't know anything.
It was a really risky play by Static. I feel like they should have done better to zone Crane, because I know Crane, his retribution is not bad at all. So letting him get to that close could potentially have been you just throwing the lead that you have away. However, moving on, the Lord is going to be pushing the top lane here. 3 members for the side of Darkstar still up. Definitely this time Ecstatic are going to try to make sure they get at least all 3 inhibitor turrets on top of the Guardian here. Used to jump in, however, that turret is already going to fall. Vengeance also popped by the Katsukacha there. Furious dive by Yuzhong, lasting sanity by Xborg. I think this might actually be Ecstatic trying to force an end to the game as they try to focus on the crystal here. However, they are going to be forced to retreat as Brody, Valerian, or that Brody is going to fall, so there's not going to be enough damage to work with. This time you can see Don Gibson very, very aggressive onto that backline. They're trying to make sure that the Xborg does not make it out alive. However, the Xborg is going to be fine as it's just the Brody who is going to fall, and Amir with the true damage. Yuzhong here trying to see if he could fly away there, but Bambi is not going to be able to save Wilt under Yuzhong as they disengage very, very quickly as they engage, and now they are back. I think Dark Stars have really dodged one bullet here.
Well, 12-19 on the kill feed, and it's also really once again close on the coin farming. It's always close. I think I've seen a couple games where the coin difference is really huge, but this has not been one of those games for sure. It's been very close all 3. I think the jungle is doing their work majorly there. And so far, so good. 12 and 19 on the kill feed ball. As you can see on the objectives, literally almost all the turrets are already down for both sides. Only one that turret left standing now for Dark Stars. And you can see 2 very low turrets as well standing for Ecstatic. This is a very close game. And again, back to what we said, a little tiny mistake would cost the opponents in the game.
And I think this Lord is coming up now will definitely force something out of both teams. The Lord is going to be spawning in just about 10 seconds. And I feel like this Lord is going to be the deciding Lord, as Leslie is going to take down the Matilda. I feel like this is probably the nail in the coffin for Ecstatic. Not having Matilda in this team fight, she plays a really, really, really crucial role in all the fighting. It helps for the fighting, for the engaging and disengaging, and coupled with the fact that they do have home keeping to do and need to attend to the minions in the bot lane, in the mid lane. And then I think this is going to be an easy Lord for the side of Dark Stars. This is the last thing that Ecstatic probably could have wanted, but I'm guessing it's better to just let them have the Lord and focus on maybe trying to defend than to try to commit onto a 50-50 with 4 members versus 5 and then end up losing all members and then the game in the process.
Yeah, I think that's again all down to decision making there. The way you just analyze that thing, bro, I can never do that. I'm like, so when I'm playing the game, all I want to do is get those kills, and I will not care if I want to leave my life at that point in time. But again, those decision making processes are going to be very important for this game. And it's starting now to see them waiting for that lock to make a move towards them. And all 5 sides now all put together engagement, and it's still not going to be enough. And the fans in view are also going to stop it and back and forth, dressing for the fans. So able to get part of it. The Lord is filling that base, but now the Lord is going to get shut down. So exactly, you can say they did do a good job with that defense.
They have survived for now, but we do have another set of minions coming in the mid lane. All 5 members of Darkstar are still alive, and I think they are going to try to force this, and that is going to be Darkstars taking game number 1, not giving any chance to errors or mistakes as they force the end. And basically, if this game was anything, it was very, very far from a close game. And for game 1 of tonight's series, I think this was absolutely beautiful, very, very well played by both teams. A game of close margins, and I think it easily could have gone either way, but it will be Darkstars who were able to before we go into game 2. We're just going to take a look at this real quick here. This is going to be, of course, that Leslie Amir, and the Leslie is going to be picking up the MVP. Had a lot of crucial, really, really crucial kills. Especially that Matilda, taking down Matilda just before the final Lord, and then even during the Lord push, was able to almost one-shot that Yuzhong, which made it very, very difficult for the side of Ecstatic to zone and then defend without Lord push properly. But yeah, that's going to be game 1. Myself and Kai are going to be joining you for game 2 of Ecstatic versus Darkstars Esports. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining us.
To game 2. And well, I'm going to say Pixels here. I've got to say, it did look to me at the present time that Ecstatic were actually going to get that win, especially I think towards that mid game, towards end game, where we saw them have more threats up, and they had dominant kills in their favor. They were winning majority of the team fights, and then all of a sudden, I think that's where Leslie did come in that late game and changed the pace at which the game was being played. So now in game 2, I think they need to find a way to make sure they take out Leslie from the picks and the bans. But well, let's see what they're going to cook here in the picks and bans.
I don't expect them to take out the Leslie actually, because even though the Leslie can be scary in that late game, but for the most part, I feel like Leslie is one hero that is a bit one-dimensional. She can deal a huge amount of true damage in the late game, but at the same time, there are solutions. You can't handle the Leslie. It just boils down to how you target, how you take the team fight. You just need to be deliberate about it. She doesn't really have too much kiting potential in her kit. She does have the damage. But however, I just need to commend Darkstars, for being able to execute the draft as it was meant to be executed. If you noticed in the early game, it was a D-Rot, all over the place, being the one to engage, being the one to try and get the kills. But come the mid to the late game, where he knew that okay, this time I'm falling off. This is not my game anymore. He just took a step back, focused on getting those objective secures, and just applying just a bit of poke damage here and there, but knowing that okay, this Leslie needs to be protected. And yeah, that's definitely how they took the game plan. I think it worked really, really well for them. So good job to Darkstars executing that game as it was meant to be executed.
You got to give them the kudos. I can't lie. Because me personally, see how they getting dominated in terms of kills. I think I played a game with Vance a couple of days back where my team, we were getting absolutely destroyed in the sense that I was a jungler with Alpha and I couldn't even kill a single person. But we actually won the game. So I think again, it doesn't only matter about the kills you get or the team fight you win. It all boils down to how well are you able to play your objectives, take down those turrets, and capture the Lords to help you win the game. And that was exactly what I think my teammates were doing while I was just chasing kills and dying every single time. So that's going to be a very important thing, to know as a professional player. It all comes down to you, your decision making, knowing where to take those fights, knowing where to engage and disengage, and also making sure you know when to play objectives. And I think that you did say that's exactly what the Darkstars did go and do. Darius in that early game wasn't menaced, but when he knew he was no longer going to be able to take taking those fights and compete. He had to go back and just be a proper jungler and try to take those objectives in for his team. So yeah, I think it's all going to come down to again. Now I start thinking, no, now more than ever, they have to find a way to shut down Dark Stars. But again, Dark Stars on the other hand, already one map, one game in their favor. That morale boost is there. The legitimacy now see this through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely true. Their Dark Stars need to find a way to replicate what they did in game one, and Ecstatic need to look for their own way to stop Dark Stars from pulling off the game plan as they did in game number one. And I think they already have things in place to ensure that. We can see here the Vexana, the Alpha, and the Brody already locked in. I feel like the Brody has been stolen. Okay, no, the Brody it was picked by Ecstatic in game one, and it's going to be repicked. Same as the Vexana once again. The Alpha this time is going to be a different pick. For the side of Ecstatic, as Dark Stars are going to be locking in the Zask. The Gatokasha once again is going to be picked up there by Dread. Actually had a really decent game. He did just enough to cause problems to the members of Ecstatic, just for not letting those engages go as smoothly as Ecstatic were hoping that it will go with that Avatar of the Guardian, always jumping in when Ecstatic thinks, okay, we finally found our ground, now we can win this team fight. But then boom, you see the Avatar of the Guardian flying in and just disrupting the whole formation for them. And this time it's not just the Gato Catcher, they are going to be having that Minotaur also, who is a really beefy tank, and providing even sustain for his teammates as the team fight goes on. But yeah, two really big crowd control sources here for the side of Dark Stars. And I feel like subsequently they just want to look for where the damage is going to come from now. So let's see what the picks are going to be for Dark Stars, as Ecstatic have locked in that Alpha. I wonder if they are going to pair it up with the Matilda, as we've always seen it done, the Alpha Matilda. As you can see here, that Yuzhong was taking out Wilt, did cause a lot of problems for them in the game. So immediately, Darkstars are like, nope, we're not going to deal with this again. Just ban that hero, and they are rightfully so. You, if you see a hero that is good on a player, or if you see a player that is good on a hero, just respect him and ban it out, or else it could cost you the game.
Yeah, I think I love how you say it, respect it and ban it.
Just
I
ban
think
it,
that's
man.
exactly how it's going to be done here. No, I see Alpha. This is my now favorite skin to use since I've been told by Kami and the rest of the boys to stop using Direct. So I'm now learning to use Alpha. And I think seeing him in the lobby here gives me a self-esteem boost for myself. That yes, I might be on the right path to become the pro player one day. So let's see what this boy cooks in this game.
Exactly. Step one is to get the skin. You can work on becoming a good player later, but just get the skin. Once you have the skin, you have the skill.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the last picks are going to be locked in by both members. It's going to be Amir locking in the Claude this time. He did have they did leave the Leslie open again, but he's not going to use the Leslie. And then we're going to see a Dark Star special here. They are going to be giving that Balmond again over to Crane. Living phase here. Why I said he's a Dark Star specialist. This Balmond is the one that was able to who kind of save Darkstars a couple of times. I feel like it's their special source. Even seeing it, I've seen it get banned. I think probably against Shinigami, they just had to ban out that Balmond. If it's that, it just goes back to what I was saying. If you see someone comfortable on a hero, just ban it. It doesn't matter if the hero is meta or not. Like there are so many players in our server, from Antipipe who uses the gourd. You can see even Alfie on that Grok. And just really some heroes that are just you probably not pay attention to, but when those players use it, then you know that okay, probably there's something like comfort over meta. But yeah, coming back into this game here, we're going to have Balmond starting on his red buff as Alpha starts on the blue buff. I feel like the Alpha should have slightly better clear. Of course, he's going to get that buff and move on just a bit faster than the Balmond there as he heads onto his red buff. And then we're going to see a bit more pressure being applied to the gold lane here as Tigrel is going to just hover around
that bot lane for a bit, and make Amir know that okay, this marksman, the Brody, is not going to be alone throughout this game, so you better be careful.
You better be careful. That's going to be the first to reach there for sure. And well, so far so good. It's going to be a very slow start. Nobody is taking any fights whatsoever. But now on the close to the mid lane, I do see Sakura might be engaging a player. It's not going to be the Vexena. No, it's not. But there's going to be an engagement going to be Bambi as well. And they all know going to go into the very first fight. Bambi to get the very first kill in their favor. And now Ecstatic are going to be off to a really good start in being able to win the very first kill and get that statement that they did not come here to play. We didn't see it happen in the very first game also. They were able to get that first blood. They also had the majority of kills. But again, that does not really matter. It all boils down to your objective play.
It all boils down to the objectives, and we can see the first objective of the game is going to be spawning right about now, and Balmond already making his way, trying to take that little beetle there before heading onto the Lord. And I feel like definitely the side of Darkstars, no, the side of Ecstatic rather, will need to make sure Balmond cannot get into that turtle pit, which they do penalty zone here by the Terizla. That was beautiful zoning there coming from the side of Ecstatic, and you can see they already look so much better with the way they moved towards that first turtle here. 4 members, securing the area for Alpha to be able to get that clean retribution there. And once again, they're even going to be more aggressive as they head into the red buff area, taking down that Balmond and taking the red buff also. But are they overextending here? Are they overstaying their welcome, as he's actually going to be sustaining a lot, not allowed to use that last enhanced basic attack, and he's going to fall there. But I feel like generally it's going to be a worthy trade for them, taking down the EXP laner for the red buff and the jungler of the side of Darkstars. Definitely this is how you want to start the game.
Well, this is how you want to start the game. I do agree with that. And sure, so far on the kill for the static, as you did say there, I think the objective given that touch was way too beautiful. Keeping the ball out of the total pit whatsoever, and having Alpha just do his work. Confirm the kill, get the motivation to work for him, and be able to get the very first objective locked in. That's going to be a very vital one for Team Ecstatic. And now Dark Stars, again, they started the first game off very slowly. And now on game 2, they look to be doing the exact same thing. Might this going to be a strat, or it's just something that they learn on the job?
I think it could be a strat, but it's also sometimes for teams that are really good at evaluating the game as it goes. Sometimes you might have an early game draft, but probably because of 1 or 2 errors, or probably just the opponent playing those particular scenarios better, suddenly you're behind. And the moment you think, okay, I have the early game advantage, I must try to force it, you just end up putting yourself, digging yourself deeper into a hole. So I feel like Dark Stars, I would say they just have the discipline to be aware of when they are not in control of the game, and then just take a step back and observe.
You've got to respect that decision making again. I think again, I keep saying that word, decision making, because they all boil down to that in a game like this, where you need to make sure you're making the right choices at the right time. And now Turtle is going to get slain by Crane. Actually, the thing is Sakura even to get down Turtle, and the same part happening here. So if there's going to be a whole lot of skill, and they even take down Bambi, shot the man down, and now Crane on a very low HP, still being changed there by the player in blue, and there's no confirm that kill. Crane is still able to escape that. The DC finds one, shows down Sakura. It's now 3-3 on the kill pit. It's now ridiculously close. I think at this point in game 1, Static already had way more kills in the game.
Yeah, exactly, was a bit ahead in the game 1. But yeah, you can see here, this is why you do not let the Balmond into the neutral objective pit. There is never a 50-50 when you have the Balmond. That later counter plus the retribution combo, I think only second to the Soyu right now. It's just such a really difficult retry combo to deal with. So best just zone out the Balmond. If the Balmond is not out, same as the Lancelot, if the Lancelot or the Balmond is in the pit, then automatically is no longer a 50-50. And definitely that was a really big decider there. The Tigreal here actually diving under the turret there. No one rage is going to get a knock-up, followed by the Spear of Alpha there, and that is going to be absolute decimation under the turret. Ecstatic this is what you want to do as a team. This is how you want to play. You can't be scared. If you want to take a decision, you have to take a decision. Balmond here is going to miss the dash. Beautiful peel by the Vexana there as she uses that Terrify to push the Balmond back. And then the game goes back to slow pace.
Slow pace it is. Charming unscrew up. Charming with the recall to get back to spawn. And what the total rules spawn really should, it's again going to come down to that team fight to try to get the total locked in for their favor. And like you did say, the Balmond a very, very dangerous hero. You don't want to let get anywhere. Like you don't want to let that hero get anywhere near the total while you're getting that fight. So running him out is going to be very important. And so far, Queen is already making that move close, but he's not. Now you see what the man is doing. He sees the total, but he's not going to be engaging whatsoever. And now the boys in blue are very making that move. And if my God comes then they don't zone out the Balmond and the other players of Dark Stars there.
And once again, you can see there the Balmond is going to be able to come back and secure the red tree. Beautiful avatar of the Guardian, though, by the Gato catcher there, even followed up by the Minotaur. That was a beautiful chain CC, as we are going to see by the replay that will be coming up in just a bit. But yeah, that is going to be a 4-1 trade. 4 members for the side of Ecstatic had to fall for that turtle, and that was a catastrophic way for the game to go. At this point, in the match here, suddenly the whole lead that Ecstatic thought they were actually getting, or that Ecstatic were actually getting, through the early to the mid game, to the current stage of the game, is definitely lost. And they are also going to lose that mid tier turret in the outer lane. If possible, even lose another turret in the top lane here. That is way, way too much value for Darkstars to get just because of one turtle.
And Static of Johnny, they are asking themselves the question, how do they let that one happen? They did not those 2 turrets in a very short time there. And it's not only the game plan they had. And for the first time ever in this particular evening and this particular fixture, we are going to see them behind in terms of kills, which is not something we get to see every day in an Static versus Dark Stars match.
Exactly. And I'm taking a look at the replay here in that total fight. So apparently it was just a beautiful engage by the Gato catcher. That avatar of the Guardian really messed up the back line of Ecstatic, forcing all of them. That taunt and the knock up was really, really difficult for them to handle, giving the Balmond enough time to come back from his blue buff into the turtle area and then secure the turtle, pick up a few kills as the game went on. I think if there's one thing I really need to commend Darkstars for, is how well they managed the map. Even in the first game, points where they were behind on kills and things like that. But if you always check the map, you'll notice that they had more structures, for the most part of the game. Still come that late game where it doesn't really matter, but we are going to see a fight here. Tigrel pushing 2 men to the back here. Minotaur with the Minowan Fury. Lethal counter by Balmond is not going to get anybody else, but look at the sustain. Another avatar of the Guardian diving deep into the back line there. He's going to be left alone against the Alpha. He's going to survive, take down the Alpha, but the turret shots are just too much for him to handle. However, I think it is going to be a worth it trade, as there's going to be 3 members falling for the side of Dark Stars and rather 1 falling, and that is going to be the EXP lane. I think this will mean an easy Lord secure for Dark Stars Esports.
Well, 7-11, the kill trade. But now the very first lot is going to be in favor of Dark Stars, and it's going to be spawning in that mid lane. And before the trial so far, it's safe to say right now, actually, no, it's going to be coming to that bottom lane to go. The Lord's going to be there. For the objective so far, it's safe to say they are very close. 3 turrets are still on the top lane for Dark Stars. 3 as well on the mid lane, 3 as well on the bottom lane. So yeah, they've got every single turret left to standing, and that's going to be the question of asking why are statically not making the move for those turrets and trying to take them down. They've been cornered into their side of the map, and that's going to be not really the best thing happening to them right now. The Lord is going to get taken down there, and you can just see the fact that the boys in red are now coming to farm in a static farm. There, Pixel.
Exactly, and I feel like Ecstatic are probably just weighing their options right here. Do we force ourselves to defend the Lord and end up giving away more kills and then losing more turrets in the process, or do we just pretend that we want to play the disciplined route, and then let Darkstars be the ones to overextend, think that they have the lead, that they have the advantage, even though they do. But at least, even though they feel like they have the advantage, they still just need to there's still that Tigreal factor there. And once you have a set tank like the Tigreal, the Atlas, even the Minotaur occasionally, you just need one good set, and the whole game could literally turn on its head if that goes well for you. And I feel like that is probably what Ecstatic is actually playing towards right now. Just hoping that the Tigreal can have just that one good set. And if he does, definitely the damage is going to come through. You have the Vexana, you have the Alpha, you have the Brody, you have the Terizla, who is going to, even further, elongate the CC duration, the amount of crowd control that you have to dish out to them. So definitely, right now, Ecstatic are not obviously not out of the game just yet. They are still very, very much in it, and they just need one player to turn up and then just pull them back into this game. And I feel like that's going to be all they need to get back into this.
Well, let's see what they are going to cook. Again, so far so good. Like we did say, they've only lost three turrets on the top and on the bottom lane. I think only two is all standing on the mid lane. So in the objective factor right now, they've not been able to do.
All right, before Kai comes back to join us, I'm guessing he had to leave. But yeah, so we're just going to carry on from here as we do see the second lord of the game is going to be an enhanced lord here. Obviously, Darkstars is going to be the first to the area here. It doesn't even look like Static are going to be contesting this one. Of course, Baumond is there, so this should be an easy secure. Even if Ecstatic were able to, get into the Lord pit and say contest, it's still going to, obviously not be a 50-50 for them. As yeah, definitely that enhanced Lord is going to be marching down that top lane, and this one is going to be really, really difficult for Ecstatic to defend, honestly. Um, that's Zask, the Claude, the Minotaur. They are heroes that can, basically just throw bodies at you, dive into the backline, and then the Vexana would probably need to pick between, trying to defend and put herself in harm's way, or just, go back and let the Lord dive in. Seems like try to defend is going to be the call that is being made. You can see Tigreal here trying to push that spawn of Zask back just to make sure his team has a bit of better time clearing that Lord, and I feel like they should handle this Lord pretty easily there. I don't know, maybe it was not the best of synchronization of the waves coming in from Dark Stars, or was it Ecstatic who were able to properly handle the defense of that wave. You can see here demonic spawn is going to be used up already, trying to zone them away from that tier 2 turret, but it seems like there are not going to be any minions here to help them secure that one, as they are going to shift their focus onto the bot lane here, or rather they are going to stay in the mid lane as another wave of minions is going to be marching in. Definitely they are going to get this tier 2 turret there. Penalty zone followed by the spear of Alpha there immediately, and Crane is going to disappear, blazing the wet by the Claw there. Nothing is really going to happen as the Minotaur just picks up that flask of Oasis. Definitely this is much more sustained by the Minotaur coming through. But yeah, that was a really, really needed kill and beautiful combo there by the Alpha plus the Terizla with that penalty zone. They're taking out Don Dipsy and Crane. And yeah, this could mean a couple of turrets here secured by the side of Ecstatic, and this could just be their tickets back into the game. That was actually a really, really important shot down here, picked up by the side of Ecstatic, but Avatar of the Guardian into the back line there. This is a really, really chaotic fight, one that we'll probably have to take a look at after it is done. But you can see Crane here barely escaping with his life, and all the members of side of Ecstatic are still going to be up. However, the Tigreal is going to be the one who's going to fall there, worthy sacrifice, as he makes way for his team to get just that little more advantage that they will definitely be needing come the next Lord, which is going to be spawning in less than 10 seconds here. These shotgun kills, I don't think I really don't think the side of Darkstars are can afford to keep giving kills like this. It could end up proving costly for them, and definitely we all know these 6 points, they definitely need it a lot. And you can see their penalty zone here to try and force him back, but no, the Balmond crane again is going to secure the retry. He didn't even need to use the little counter for that, just dashed in to that Lord Pit here. But definitely we need to commend Dread there on that Gatokacha. Same thing as the first or two, diving into that backline, perfect timing, perfect targeting also, getting the people that needed to be caught in that taunt, and stopping him from basically using his own retribution, even ended up taking the life of that alpha there. That was a really beautiful avatar of the Guardian. Unfortunately, Wilt on the Terizla on the other side of the map was not able to get the same success there, as he is going to miss. He was going to whiff that penalty zone, which gave Balmond a bit more chance to work with to get back into the total area, into the Lord area, and secure that. But yeah, that is going to be another kill. There's going to be a 1-for-1. Bambi is going to fall, followed by a Mosquito Dio on that Minotaur there, and they're going to force Dark Stars back once again. Beautiful defense from Ecstatic, as they have shown us so far in this series that if there's one thing they can do, they are not going to fall down. They are going to go out with a fight. They are not going to go out without a fight. And once again, they are going to be the defending champions of this game, holding that mid lane inhibitor, just like game one. Once again, game is really beginning to look a bit scary here, a bit sketchy for the side of Darkstars Esports. They can't afford to keep giving these kills. Of course, we are in the 18 minutes of the game. The gold lead is still kind of evident. Most members of the side of Darkstars already either completed their items or just have one more left. Looking at that Zask here, and most members of Ecstatic also actually already have their item. I'm guessing Bambi under Vexana is going to be going towards that Winter Crown, at least to have that bit of extra sustain or that element of surprise when dealing with that avatar of the Guardian, which has been a really huge turn at the back of this the members of the side of Ecstatic here. But yeah, Lord is going to be spawning 50 seconds, just less than a minute here. Definitely both teams will not want to make any unnecessary aggressive plays or get picked out, because I feel like, just as we saw in the game one, Ecstatic were already making their way back into the game up until that final Lord that was secured, where I think it was the Matilda getting caught out there, blazing duet used by the Claude. Actually, that was a really good poke. Also, Avatar of the Guardian forced out, but I think if they do delay the Lord for a reasonable amount of time, you should have that Avatar of the Guardian back just before the Lord is going to be spawning. And yeah, definitely Tigreal needs to be careful here. This is the point of the game. The items are locked in for both teams here. So I don't think there's anything like a tank. Fine, you can set, but that doesn't make you a tank. You can easily get busted down by that Claude here. You can see here having the DHS, having the Trinity build plus. Ooh, already there's a fight. That is going to be breaking out there immediately. It's going to be the engage tool that is going to fall first. And beautiful turn-up memory there by Brody. Absolutely amazing there. Beautiful fight taken. And it's going to be a 1-for-3 trade so far. Crane running out of the total area, trying to see if he could apply a bit of pressure here in this mid lane. But yeah, I think this time Terizla is going to handle that properly. And we can see here a bit of back and forth between Tigreal and Disask, then Deep Sea, and is it Sakura on that Tigreal there, as yeah, definitely are going to be forced back. I was thinking Ecstatic are going to force this Lord, try to start it immediately. They have 3 members for the side of Dark Stars down, and somehow they are just going to back off. And okay, they did have to defend, to be fair, but still I felt like the alpha is more than enough. Ooh, okay, the alpha is down. My bad. So basically there's no jungler with the side of Ecstatic, although they had the numbers advantage. The jungler is not there, so it would have been suicide, basically giving a free load over to the Baumond. But yeah, as Alpha makes his way back into the Lord pit right now, we can see once again there is going to be the wave on the top side, pushing in the favor of Dark Stars Esports. But yeah, this is going to be another lot. It looks like they're trying to rush this time, but we are going to see the Tigreal here as he tries all his best to zone out the Balmond. Unfortunately, his backline is getting decimated as Claude also try to go for a backdoor play here, forcing Bambi to go back and be on the defense here. Tigreal now is going to run for his life, but yeah, obviously we all know that Tigreal is going to fall here. But that was a really, really good peel there by the Vexana with the Knights, and somehow the Tigreal is going to make it out alive. Beautiful job there by the Vexana, pushing back members of Dark Stars. However, lots of minions are going to be pouring in right now. That is not even the minion coming in with the Lord. They don't even need the Lord. It seems like they are going to focus on the Crystal Avatar of the Guardian here by the Gato Catcher as the Crystal is being focused, and that is going to be game 2 going over to the side of Darkstars Esports. That was a really, really beautiful game there coming from both teams. As my guy Carl will say on the scoreboard, it was a 16-17 when this Lord push was happening. And yeah, we can see there they did try their best, to defend it. They are really, really good on the defense, but it was just too difficult. The amount of minions that were coming, the lead that Dark Stars had established already, it was a really, really difficult thing for them to come back from. However, I think they did well given the circumstance that they were put in. Good showing there by Ecstatic, showing that they are not going to go down without a fight. And Dark Stars making sure they secured the whole 6 points for themselves, putting them at 39 points right now. And the next match between Otsutsuki and Synagogue is definitely going to decide how the top half of the table is going to be shaped, come the upcoming week. But yeah, we're just going to take a look at the stats real quick. Then we'll go for a short break, and then we'll be back for match number 2 between Otsutsuki and Synagogue.
unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is this? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear.
cannot pronounce three names, so I'm going to be calling them OTK for today versus Xenagog, and they are going to get things kicked off on the game one. And well, again, it all comes down to all the decision making we've been seeing in that very first matchup. I don't really know who won that second game. I think Pixels might be able to pull us in and fill me in as well on who did win the first game entirely there.
Well, the first game was full of action, and unfortunately, started not able to slow stars down. But in this game here, from the drafting phase, they did miss most of it, and even before, they don't even want us to analyze anything. They are just going to head straight into it. Starting to exchange one or two punches, trying to make establish dominance and things like that. But yeah, as that goes by, I was actually doing the drafting phase. Fortunately, I wasn't able to give my thoughts on that. But yeah, I was going to say, I already see a very, very early one here by Milan. But I was going to say I am so happy that I'm seeing a petrify on that Benedetta Kata. That's the first thing I wanted to make a comment on. And although I wasn't able to see it, she is going to be a working fighter, assassin, all the tank emblem in this one. But definitely the fact that she's not going to be using that to revitalize means probably we are going to see a Kata special, a Kata Benedetta special here with that damage build and with the outplays and basically game changing events coming on the game to come. But yeah, that is going to be that about that. And we're going to see Danny here. This is going to be the second Balmond we are going to be seeing for today here, and immediately this one really loves his objectives onto that to immediately his phones. You can see Nolan here. He wants to, he is going to get his blue buff first, and he is going to be a level ahead of the Nolan actually from this little fight of beautiful zoning here by the two-girl. However, he's not yet level 4. Balmond still ends up securing that throttle, even though he was a level behind, and that is the damage from the Benedetta. The electro final blow plus that petrified here, Asumi barely making it out with 1 HP, and you can see Benedetta bobbing and weaving and making it out of there alive. That is how a Benedetta could be played. Please don't use tank on Benedetta again. Please.
I'm going to say, I don't know you would need to like piss you off that much more. Clearly, you're not happy about the time they use in the best.
I am not happy about it.
So, I think I can clearly say I do like seeing what Aston in that hero to use, but even though I'm not even using myself, but it looks really good from what I've seen so far. And it might be a major force in this particular matchup here. And now on that top lane, there might be the 3v1. The player in the bush is just going to gang the player there, but not even to get that kill. Good decision making coming in for the player of the Dragon Knight. Yes, Dragon Knight is going to be the name of the OTK player there. And so far so good on the kill field. It's going to be 2-0 in favor of Xenagog. But again, objectives are going to be very important, which of course they did get that first up. So like you did say, Balmond loves his objectives.
Exactly, Balmond loves his objectives, and we should emphasize on the fact that the 2 kills did go to that Benedetta once again. So basically the reason why I really dislike the tank Benedetta is, although we did see it being used a couple of times in the pro scene, I think Diablo did use it, and he used it with the revitalize. The game plan was clear. The Benedetta was supposed to cause a lot of problems across the map, but get in and out. And since she was on the tank emblem, she did have a bit more sustain and didn't need to die so early. But unfortunately, I just feel like the Benedetta is an assassin that should be played like an assassin. You have the kit, you have the mobility on the damage, and you should play it as such. You can see here the second objective is up. How are they going to play around this?
And you can see that the City guys trying to get that stuff locked in for the team. Xenagog and Pata now he's trying to get that still on the turtle. And yeah, my God, Danny is going to take out.
Look at the amount of damage coming out from that Benedetta right now. And this is why I really feel like that is how it's meant to be played. However, I think right now Otsutsuki need to take a step back. Right now they are probably doing a bit too much. Already we can see somebody concealing in the 5th minute of the game. That is really I think that is really quick to unlock the conceal spell there. But yeah, as I was saying, Otsutsuki really need to take a step back. this early game is not going how you expected it to go. It's obvious that the combination of the Benedetta, the Balmond, and that Aurora are just the pressure they're applying in the early game. The amount of damage they can dish out is a bit too much for you to handle. So right now they really need to reevaluate and give this Nolan time to farm and just try to get some more of that advantage that he is supposed to have. Right now he's going to be actually on the same level as the Balmond. I actually expected him to be a level behind, but if anything, he's going to be a level ahead really soon. You can see Bauman playing really aggressively here. Just spin to win, helicopter as he deals a bit of damage to that high-lows. However, nothing is going to happen there. He's just going to poke the high-lows, try to force him back a bit, knowing that the Clint, that's going to be a lethal counter. That is going to be the high-lows disappearing from the land of Dawn. And this turtle definitely is going to go to the side of Xenagogue as Clint just stands there with his nice collector skin, waiting for the minions to come and meet him.
Joe, you've got to be honest now. So far, so good. It's not like going to be Xenagogue on the early game, having the total dominance and no contest whatsoever coming through for the opening team. You've got to just see that come.
That was a disgusting amount of damage being dished out there by the Benedetta. That Electro final play, in combination with the Petrify, just stopping, the Nolan in his tracks. He couldn't do anything, just stayed there and keep the whole damage while the Balmond just came, boom, lethal counter, and that was all he wrote. And that's going to be what? That's the third turtle, if I'm not mistaken, going to the side of Xenagogue, and that is a clean turtle take by them.
No, the Lord is going to be spoiling the next 100 plus seconds. That's a whole lot of time to show. And there's a whole lot of objectives left to, conquer while the Lord comes in. And there's going to be a fight happening as soon as to get that very first kick in terms of. And now the mid lane turret very critically low. Indra folds that defense. Dragon also coming through for the help. But they are not going to quite give it a whole lot more. That's why with the damage in there. Daniel 12 comes in. All 4 players in this mid lane up against that one person. And they might just go and get it and confirm that turret gone down just like that.
Yeah, definitely that turret was always going to fall there. The side of Xenagogue have, oh my god, another kill there in the bot lane. I feel like in this game, this Benedetta, from the joint board, they were like, you have one job. If they pick an assassin, just kill the assassin. That assassin cannot be allowed to breathe. Do not allow him to play the game. He is not allowed to play the game. And already 4 deaths, 0-4-0 is what that Nolan is going to be sitting on in 8 minutes into the game here. And that is not how you want to start the game as an assassin. Another lethal counter. He's going to take down the high-lows. So basically it's like Balmond versus high-lows, Benedetta versus Nolan in this game. And I think both of them are man-marking their targets. And basically it's unfortunate, but there's actually nothing that Otsutsuki can do right now. You can see there, just as I said, another kill there. Tata being able to take him down once again, and is just going to recall with that skin. And yeah, basically it is really difficult. It's a really difficult game for the Nolan right now. To be honest, I'm finding it really difficult to find a way back in. They are so far behind. Unfortunately, they don't have kind of come their skills into the game. Find they do have the Queens, they have Wizards, that have the potential to deal a decent amount of damage, come down mid to late game. But to be honest, with what Xenagogue are playing right now, with how they have decided to play this game, with the lead that they have gotten, I don't see them taking this at all for Toxicity to come back into.
I mean, the kills are there, the gold coins are there, the objectives are also in their favor. They are literally dictating how the game is played. The phase is solo in their favor, and this is not going to be good for OTK. They need to find a way back, and it's looking like it might just go and be a lost cause on this particular game one. You ask me. So.
Way back, but it's going to be a really long and difficult. I really can't see how they are going to pull it off just yet, but this Mobile Legends, anything can happen. Mobile Legends is a game of passion. You cannot give up on any team. Anything can happen at any point in time, but we'll just have to see. But right now, I think the first step to it, flicker with the implosion there, missed by the Tigreal. And then it's going to be Nolan trying to see if he can get something, anything at all back. Being a bit desperate here, diving into the back line, he's going to fall again. 13 kills to nothing as Danny is trying to keep that clean sheet as he runs back. Doesn't want to be taken down, wants to keep that score line at 13 and 0.
I mean, you've got to applaud how well they're playing this game. Their decisions that they're making split-second decisions every single time, and they are doing really well. You can really see the kills in the video. Tata as well. That Benedict's skin has been very, very, very. He has been creating such a nuisance in the game that cannot be beaten off. They really got to sit that man down and ask him what is wrong at home, because right now
Yeah, definitely. Whatever it is that he planned to do in this game, so far they are executing it to perfection. Yeah, OTK right now is basically just have been forced back into their base, and there's really nothing. They just have to sit back. Xenogog are way too ahead for them to consider doing anything right now. The only way to look for probably a positive side is maybe just hope that OTK can just hang around, defend and pray that that Xenogog probably are going to make one or two mistakes here and there, and then which is going to pull them back into the game. But as I said earlier, I really can't see Xenogog making such mistakes. Even if they do make those mistakes, they will need to make maybe 2 or 3 really, really crazy mistakes for OTK to find their way back into this one. Of course, that's possible. Complacency is a real issue in the game, and we shall see if Xenogog are going to be able to keep that composure, to be disciplined enough, to not let their lead get into their head, even though they do have room for lots of errors. We'll see if they can, give OTK that little bit of hope they need to come back into this game. Was going to be the Lord secured easily there for the side of Xenogog, as they now are going to head into the enemy jungle, trying to take everything that they can find. To be honest, I feel like given the way the game has gone so far and now that's patched here, nobody can afford to get caught out by anybody. Even the Khalid is obviously not going to be tanky enough to sustain through the damage coming from the Aurora, the Benedetta, the Brody. Even if you end up making it out and think you're about to pull a 1 HP outplay, the lethal counter is there to finish you off. Not to mention the turnabout memory is there from the Brody. And yeah, this is why I said things are getting from bad to worse, as that Lord is going to be matching down that bot lane for them. Definitely Xenogog having synced this almost perfectly. Have the top lane minions though are going to crash in first with no support, but yeah, they're going to be setting their sights on the mid and the bot lane turret. Conceived there by Exodius, as he is going to stand in the middle. Ooh, beautiful catch there. Electro final blow is going to take 2 down. Godlike for Tata, killing spree for Azumi. 17-0 on the kill spree. Lord still almost at full health there, as the crystal is going to be worked on, and that is going to be game 1 going to the side of Xenogog. 17-0 on the scoreboard, not even giving them one to work with. It is absolutely insane, Kyle. Absolutely insane.
Well, it's just pure bullying. This is just cyberbullying at this point, because 17-0. Oh, look at the farm equipment for the voice of OTK as well. Only down player, that's going to be Nagi. I think that's going to be Nolan. Only that player able to farm, and the other players is just completely restricted. No point whatsoever. No way for them to even get any objectives captures. All things are to going to Xenogog. The Lord is going to Xenogog. Literally every single thing in that particular game 1 was it was literally a Xenogog game. It was way too easy for them.
Game. Just hope that OTK can, try to do something better in the next game. I feel like they can do better. They do have the potential to pull off a better fight here. The scoreline, ignore that. Just sweep it off. Just get back on your feet, and then give Xenogog a run for their money. If you can't take that point from them, take the point from them, and if you can't, at least don't make them take it easily in another clean sweep. However, we'll be heading out, and then we'll be back for game number 2 between OTK and Xenogog. Do stay with us. Also, don't forget to like the stream. I'm sure you're enjoying the matches so far. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and we'll be back for game number 2 in the second match of the day. All right. Brother. I was wondering where you went to. I just saw that you disappeared. It's alright. Let me see. Alright, so I think while I need to set up this thing, so I'll bring you in so you can just do your thing.
Alright guys, welcome back for the game 2. And clearly we've seen that game 1 was definitely nothing to write home about for OTK. They've got a whole lot of work to do. Now in the fixed bands here, of course, the one part of the game where I am very or totally inexperienced but yeah, it's going to be the determining factor of the rest of the game too. So far, so with Xenogog, they have a major, I wouldn't even call it a morale boost. I would just call that an ego boost because, man, this is more than morale now. It's now literally an ego thing for them. 17-0 on the very first game. Absolute destruction, absolute chaos every single way they go. It was clearly their game. And well, now game 2, OTK, they've got a point to prove. They cannot lose this particular game as well. And even if they do lose it, they cannot lose in that same fashion. They have to find a way back. And hopefully they tie things up and take us all the way to a game 3. But so far, so good. It's all going to be Xenogog once again trying to, bring that same dominance and bring that same energy they used in that first game into game 2 and try to clear things off in their favor. But well, the fixed bands are not, if it's condemned, I would say map fixed bands. But now it's Mobile Legends, it's Heroes fixed bands. So yeah, now we wait to see what they are going to cook up with us.
We do wait to see what they are going to cook up here. As this time, somehow, I'm guessing because there are so many, there are so many heroes that are really, really good throughout the game. The new heroes, even the old heroes that have been revamped and stuff like that are so good. So right now, 20 bands is probably not going to be enough for you to cover all the problems that you'd have to deal with. So basically right now it's a game of just pick your poison, just pick what you think is going to be the biggest problem for you and just let the other ones go. But unfortunately, doing that, I say unfortunately, but maybe it's not unfortunate because probably Otsutsuki might have a plan to deal with it. But I'm talking about that Soyu. The Soyu has been a really crazy hero. Even after the nerfs, that was recently rolled out on him, it's still, still so mobile. He still deals a disgusting amount of damage. He has the CC, the sustain, and all that. So basically, the Soyu is going to be a really difficult hero to deal with. but as I said, you just need to pick your poison. There's a limit to how many different heroes you can ban, and then now they're going to let the Soyu out, plus the Vexana and the Tigreal here. Vexana is going to be on the side of Xenagog this time, while the side of OTK are going to steal that Aurora away, which was in the hands of Asumi in game number 1. No hero actually. There's no hero that was banned, no hero that was picked in game 1 that was banned out now. So I'm guessing it's still free for all. Pick what you have to. I feel like right now, with the way Xenagog are drafting and see how serious the draft is looking, they know that these games are really, really important to them. They are one of those teams, sitting in that top 3. It's going to be I think if I saw that correctly, it was Xenagog actually in first place, 33 points, followed by Oasis and Shinigami here. So basically, they can't afford to drop any points. Losing any points will mean Dark Stars is probably ahead of them. Dark Stars currently has 6 points. They already have 3, so maybe worst case scenario they are going to be at the same point with Dark Stars Esports. But yeah, definitely they do not want to give any points over to anybody. They want to be at the top, even if they are going to end up being lonely. But yeah, that is a very, very beautiful band here from the side of OTK. You don't want Tata to move around the way he did in that game, flexing that damage Benedetta. Also, shout out to Tata. Thank you for not playing the tank Benedetta once again. I'm not going to talk about that again. But moving on here, we are going to go back, to the picks and bans after going through the leaderboard and things like that. Yeah, it's going to be Xenagog banning out a hero here. I really can't tell per se.
May the blood of my enemies flow from my spear.
Yo, Carl, I'm not going to lie to you. I think we might see a Paquito pick here. We might see Tata rock that Paquito. It's been a while. Paquito is not really, quote unquote, in the meta, but I feel, as I always say, comfort over meta. If you have a hero you're really, really good at, it doesn't need to be meta. You just need to play him well. You need to pull it off perfectly, and you are going to make it work. But yeah, as they see that main setup ban, immediately you are going to lock in the Arlot. And if there's one hero that can take care of the Arlot, personally I'll call the Paquito, unless if Tata wants to pull something different for us this time. Ishiki, another player who I know is really, really good on that Arlot, and I think he can make things work. He can shake things up here. Hilda is also available actually. Hilda suddenly came out of nowhere back into the meta, and I think she does fit kind of into that playstyle of Tata, that playstyle that does not want to stay in lane, all over the map. Just clear your wave, move over, cause disruptions to the enemy jungle, to the enemy players and all that. And I feel like it won't be bad not having that main sitter in your path is also good, because most of her skills, you do need to dash, pull them off. But yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be a better pick here by Xenagog, going for that Hilda pick. I think that was a really, really smart pick. However, I feel like we are going to be seeing a lot of, big plays coming from both EX laners, the Arlot and the Hilda there. I feel like this game is going to be heavily on them. Their plays are what is going to make or mar the game, is going to dictate the flow of the game. If any ES laner is left lacking on stuff like that, it might be a bit difficult for the other one to pick off on. And we can see the final pick here for the side of Otsutsuki. They are going to be taking away that bomb from Xenagog this time, and they want to see if they can have a bit of a better time securing those objectives this time. But before you secure objective, you need to get into the Lord Pit, and there's that Tigreal and the Hilda. Both of them there, it might be a bit difficult. Not counting down, of course, the Hylos from the side of OTK.
I think I love how well you break down the picks. Like, it's so fun to listen to. And even though I personally don't know a whole lot about them, but I'm really enjoying the picks. And well, seeing the back and forth here, you are slightly dragging out the Hilda and the Arlot. I really want to now see what those two heroes are going to be dishing out in this particular matchup. I think
exactly. We all want to see what those heroes are going to be dishing out for us, and I really hope that they dish out some very, very well cooked violence. I expect that from Tata. I'm sure he's going to deliver on that. Ishiki is one of those players fire on the alert, and he more often than not is really successful on it. If he gets just that bit of advantage, he can get to work with there, as Balmond is going to start on his red buff, and we're going to have Soyu starting on the opposite side, on his red buff, as well as both junglers are going to finish that and move over to their blue buffs to continue the farming period of this game. You can see here it's going to be a dead lane actually in that top lane with Jay
Again.
and Jay and Jigen are just going to be there chilling, just trying to last hit the minions. I don't think there's anything serious that's going to be happening in that gold lane actually, Carl.
The way you say that, it's like you're saying it's like they just show the heroes and not that competitive compared to the EXP lane. So we should be focusing more on the EXP lane. And I totally agree. I want to see I really want to see what that Hilda and the others are going to be doing out in that lane. And well, so far so good. Nobody has gone down both sides. The farming is still going on. The junglers are doing their job. So it's going to be a very slow start to the game for both sides. But they are going to focus more majorly on farming. Sorry.
Exactly, they're going to focus majorly on farming here. I'm guessing Tata is smelling out something here with with that Aurora just hiding in the bush. She has been there for a really long time. I'm guessing he didn't know that she was there, but now Tata is going to be the one dishing out a disgusting amount of damage, but nothing is going to happen there as Tigreal is going to miss that Sacred Hammer knock up, and we're going to have the first real contest in the turtle pit here between Balmond and Soyu. And that is going to be a first blood and a double kill here, going to the side of OTK. And obviously, immediately unlike the first game, we can already see an immediate difference here with OTK being able to pick up a kill. This is the first kill that they are able to pick up throughout the game, throughout the last match, and then finally they get one pick. I'm guessing this is going to be the start of good things to happen for them. Ishiki here not able to run for his life, and actually wasn't able to see who secured the turtle. I guess we're just going to go back there and check that from the replay. But for now, it's going to be Balmond heading back, and he's not going to have anything to do here, as the side of Xenogorg are going to bully him out of that blue buff, and he just moves on with his life onto the red buff and see what else he can get. No need to waste time. It's basically going to be futile, 3 heroes against just him. Obviously, I'm not going to win that, especially when you are not, like full HP and stuff like that. Actually, it did seem like in the top lane it was the Brody who got taken down there by the Ixia. I don't know if that was a solo kill or if he was assisted by team members and things like that. But yeah, that's going to be a kill there picked up by the Ixia in the top lane, which should give her a bit of advantage come the mid game. Alright, as we can see there from the replay, it was Danny on the Soyu who was able to, secure that objective there for the side of Xenogorg. That is going to be the first turtle of the game, going to the side of Xenogorg, and second turtle is going to be spawning just less than 30 seconds away. And yeah, I think in this EXP lane, to be fair, I guess things have been a bit slower than I expected it to be, and I think it is really smart by both EXP laners, not being too aggressive. They know that they are basically, the alerts potentially can deal a disgusting amount of damage potentially, and it does have that sustain also with the vengeance dashes, vengeance after vengeance. But yeah, the Hilda is also going to have that rotation advantage here. You can see here already in this in the blue buff, as they are going to two-man down the Hilda. They are causing enough distraction. The Balmond, however, is going to get there almost in time, and he's going to be assumed with a nice retribution there under Vexana, getting that objective for the side of Xenogorg, and then beautiful go away there by Melissa with that bubble is pushing them back. Turn up memory is not going to catch anyone. It is going to be a 1-for-1 trade, and this time it's going to be the Roma for the EXP laner of the side of the Tutsuki clan. 3-5 on the scoreboard here as the game goes back to the farming stage. A lot of attention actually being put in that top lane as yeah, we can see Balmond is going to be alone somewhere around here. I'm guessing he was trying to camp the bushes. That was not a bad bait as the Tigreal there with the flicker implosion actually is going to catch 3 members there, and that is going to be an absolutely amazing set there from the Tigreal. And just like that, Xenagog are back 6-6 on the scoreboard and 20 seconds away from that third turtle of the game, the third and final turtle of the game is going to be coming up, and Xenagog is going to take that mid lane turret there just as a bonus. Thank you, and we're going to keep that 7 seconds until the next turtle. And how is Xenagog going to play this out, or rather how is Otsutsuki going to play this out? They started the game pretty well, you know, in that first fight, getting some kills, although they did not end up securing the turtle. But yeah, that is going to be another turtle here going to the side of Xenagog. Obviously Balmond is going to just stay on his red buff, get the farm advantage to make sure he doesn't fall too far behind, and then yeah, I think that's going to be it basically. Mid lane turret falling and the top lane also. This is looking really good for Xenagog so far. That's going to be the killing spree there picked up by the side of Xenagog, and you know, I feel like things are getting from bad to worse honestly right here for Otsutsuki. You know, usually this is something that happens over and over again. You see them in the early game or just, you know, just before that first turtle, it does seem like, you know, they have everything planned out and they seem to be doing well, and then all of a sudden just one wrong move, you know, and it just seems like things start falling apart for them. And usually when things like that happen, they just can't seem to find a way, you know, to correct it. Flicker implosion there onto Aurora. She does end up making it out alive just for that moment with the pride of ice. Tata is going to make sure she does. He's going to chase her down, make sure he secures that kill, and that's going to be a killing spree there for Tata on that builder. You can see there 4 members of the side of 3 members, pardon me, 3 members of the side of Otsutsuki are going to be on Tata, and yeah, he's just going to stand there like a Chad unscathed, and he's going to make it out of there alive as he does, you know, set up a really good advantage here for Xenagog to secure this Lord. Jay feeling really confident with the recalls there. I think yeah, this should be an easy Lord for Xenagog to secure, unless of course OTK has something to say about it. Hylos in the vicinity, probably looking for an opportunity to pop that glorious pathway. Balmond almost getting a retribution off, but he's going to be stopped there by the Tigreal as he is going to fall immediately, followed by Ishiki there. Mega kill picked up there by the side of Xenagog. That is going to be a 2-for-0 trade, plus the Lord make that a 3-for-0 as Xenagog push with this Lord in the bot lane. And yeah, basically that is what happens when you try to contest objectives, especially when you're behind. You know, it's just so difficult to work around it. Fine, you know, the Hylos did have, you know, that there was good advantage. The Balmond still made it out, but the push from Tick was pitch perfect. Timing there was absolutely beautiful, stopping that Balmond in his track and, you know, pushing him back, only not getting him killed with the Shiki on that Alod. following immediately after. You can see Blood here being escorted to the base. However, Balmond is going to get that little counter onto the take and is going to get the kill back. That's going to be 11-7. The emptying Wind of Nature actually used there by Melissa. Unfortunately, the turn apart memory by the Brody is not going to connect. However, you're going to pick up the Unstoppable there. And that is going to be another turret falling for the side of Otutiki. Another one once again in the top lane. That's going to be all tier 2 turret taken down by them. So here is going to jump in there with that stone in the immortal form. On about memory is going to take out Nagi there. That is going to be a mega kill for the Brody. Once again, this is looking as dominant as game 1 went. I feel like this might just be another dominating game unless of course Otutiki starts picking their fights better, start not giving away kills. Fine, it might have seemed like they did have an advantage, and even though right now I'm trying to see, okay, what can they do to get back into this game? It's really hard to make that call for them. You can see Jay here very confident. You like to see that they know, or rather they have the feeling that they have gotten that they have gotten that top spot secured, at least, unless of course you never can count a TK out. You can see them making moves around the map in that top lane. They're trying to see if they could at least get some clearance, just have a bit of movement on the map, and immediately you can see Tata is going to be just him here. I feel like they should have tried to dish a bit of damage. Of course, the Hilda is just going to go back into the bush, eat some grass, and come out with full HP, as she always does. But yeah, back to the game here. The second Lord is going to be an enhanced Lord. It's going to be spawning in less than 10 seconds now, and I feel like once again it's going to be really similar to how the first Lord was. Even though it's clear that Xenogorg had the advantage, Otutiki need to know if they really want to keep their fight here, and of course in this time they are just going to surrender that Lord for on the side of Xenogorg here. And yeah, basically now they're just going to focus on how do we defend this Lord push, and is there anything we can do differently here that we were not able to pull out in the first Lord push or in the first game. In fact, they do have decent clear here. They have the Aurora, they have the Melissa, who can clear decently. You have that Alot also, who can potentially use the final slash to put enemies back into turret range and maybe get some kills away if the side of Xenogorg do end up overextending and things like that. They do also have that laser counter at the Barmond. Finish any 1 HP plays in case anybody is trying to make some TikTok plays there. But yeah, we're going to see how Xenogorg are going to be using this Lord push. Glorious Pathway already used up, but you can see once again that push from the Sig is going to be absolutely fatal there, as Hylos is going to be the first member for the side of Xenogorg to fall here, as Lord still at full HP. Brody actually looking to see if he can get another kill here. Vengeance upon vengeance by that Alot, as they are going to pay attention to the crystal now, and one more hit, it's going to be Xenogorg taking both games. A clean sweep. Kai, what do you have to say about this game?
Watching it from the background, and I'm like, nah, this is at least it was way closer compared to game 1. It was way closer compared to that game 1.
At least it wasn't a clean sweep.
Yeah, it wasn't. That's what's involved, but it wasn't a clean sheet. Yeah. So, but you can still see that the way Xenogorg actually had control of the game. I think they just know it is simply where the better team for the season. It's simply where the better team. Like they had the map control. They knew what they were doing. The decisions were right on time. The objective play, their team fight together. Literally everything, was by the books for them. So I think simply on this fixture, they were the better team.
They were the best team. They were the better team in this fixture. And obviously, not just in the fixture, in the tournament so far, they have been one of the best performing teams. There's a reason why they are in first place, although they are tied with others. But definitely, going through the series, looking at how the matches have played out, they technically have had better performances. second to Oasis and Shinigami. I think Xenagog and Shinigami are definitely up there. Final grand finals material, if you ask me. But yeah, definitely Xenagog have come to show that yes, the last finals they were in the ML9 was not a fluke, and they are here to stay. They are here to claim the champions. All you who have been on top before, you need to be aware Xenagog is here, and we are going to make you guys tremble. Tata, Jay, Asumi, Exodius, and Danny are here to stay. And I think Otsutsuki definitely, although they try their best, but Xenagog right now, especially with the form that they are on, they are just on that level that you need to give that extra something before you can actually catch up to them and at least play that bit better. But definitely I'm sure Otsutsuki is going to make some changes, make improvements, and come back. And from then we'll see if other teams, especially now the teams are going to be coming in from the Challengers League. Hopefully there will be someone there who can give Xenagog a run for their money. But any final words for us here, Kai, before we sign out for tonight?
Oh, I'm just gonna say myself, I did get to enjoy the streams, and if you're on the channel, I hope you guys did like the stream and actually leave a like on the stream, and also do leave a sub on the channel. But yeah, it's been a very wonderful day. Game one was the first fixture of the day, was absolutely lovely to watch. Really, really crazy games. And game two, even though it wasn't as close as the very first game, Xenagog was just clearly better. But again, like you did say, the OTK team, they do have a lot of work to do. To pull off that personal comeback, they have a lot of work to do, and they can achieve it, but they need to put in the extra effort and the extra grind. But right now, Xenagog are definitely on top of the game, and it's going to need a lot of work to be able to shut these guys down. A whole lot of work. So yeah, let's see what happens in the future.
All right, no problem. We don't mind a word or two, but thank you everyone who has joined us. I do wish I could, see the stream to do a couple of shout outs. Oh, I do actually see a couple of people there in the stream. Thank you all for joining us. Unknown Legion, Venpower, Kaiser, Sprint, Venom, all of you, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you for joining us on the stream here. It's always nice to
thank you for coming forward. Please don't call me again.
Thank you for joining us and supporting ML9 MLN, pardon me. That is going to be all from me, Pixels. Good night from me, myself, and Kai. We do say good night. Have a good one. See you in our next matches.
Good night.